I want to talk to you about your first year in business as a real estate agent. This is for people who have taken the plunge or about to take the plunge into owning their own real estate business. So I'm just going to outline what you should be doing in your first year of business. And usually the journey is going from, real estate agent for a number of years, building up profile, and then thinking to yourself, I've got the confidence, I've got the market share, I've got a good pipeline, I'm now ready to take that entrepreneurial step out to owning my own business. And I do this all the time with young entrepreneurs all around Australia, and with Plum Partners, we've helped to launch over 50 real estate agents into their own business. So I'm quite familiar with the process, not only doing it myself and building my own successful real estate business over 10 years, but now helping other young and old agents to go out and do this themselves. And what I tend to find is that most agents tend to overcomplicate the idea in their head when they transition from agent into business owner. So I want to talk about some of those points. What I mean by overcomplicating it is that when they go from being agent to business owner, they think that all of a sudden there's this expectation that they need to be this, decision maker that's doing all these things, doing lots of different stuff than they used to be doing as an agent, recruiting agents, training agents, building a business. They may have expectations of themselves, or they may think there's external expectations of them to be quickly expanding this business into something grand. And quite often the business owner will have unrealistic expectations of where they should be after 6 months or a year. And step one is just make sales. You're an agent, your job is to make money, and when you start your business, it's likely only going to be you and another person or a couple of others, support people who are maybe in your sales team. And what you did before was you worked for an agency and you went out there and you got business and you listed and sold and you earned commission. Now you're in your own business. That's all you need to be doing. That's all you should focus on. Yes, there's other tasks and bits and pieces you're going to have to work out, but they'll fall into place. The number one priority for you as an agent starting your own business is just make money, make sales, build your profile. Okay, don't get caught up with the idea that you've got to be doing amazing on social media and you've got to be doing amazing in marketing and you've got to be building your sales team, you've got to be building a rent roll. All of these other things, they will come and they will fall into place, and your role will change over time. But in your first year, all you want to do is focus 90% of your time on listing and selling activities. So all of the things that you're used to, prospecting, general marketing, calling, relationships, listing presentations, getting properties on the market, meeting buyers, getting contracts, getting properties sold and settled. That is it. Any focus spent outside of that in the first year is just a distraction. Because really, in order to level up and to be able to do those extra marketing things, employ other people, build a sales team, grow a rent roll, and do all of those things that are in your head that are coming down the track. In order to do that, you first need to prove to yourself that this business is going to work and that you can make profit. Profit is what allows you to jump to the next stages of business. So in your first year, that's all you should focus on. Make money and build your profile so that everything else falls into place. That's a test for yourself to see how much profit you were able to make within your business with a small team. And from there, you can take whatever's left over after paying your bills, paying your wages, paying your advertising, and whatever's left, which is the profit after even paying yourself, you can then decide, what am I going to do with this money to then take the business to the next level? Until you're at that point where you've done even a full year of sales, how are you to know how much you even have to spend, how much you should put towards marketing and staff and other activities that are going to level up? You shouldn't be making those decisions until you've got some data on your business and you actually know how much you can make in the market. So that's a really, really important thing, because so many of the agents that I work with I'm talking to them after 6 months and they feel like, oh, I'm still just an agent with my team. I'm doing quite well with sales, but when do other agents start joining the business? When do I grow the rent roll? When do I do this? I always tell them, just slow down. You're doing everything right now by focusing on sales. All of those things will come. The other thing is, if you're talking about recruiting, like recruiting other agents into your business, you're very unlikely to have experienced agents come and join your brand new business in the first year. The reason is experienced agents want to see that you're a good business owner and that you've been able to open your business and run it for a while and stay alive. I will tell you a story. When I was about to start my business in 2016, I had 2 agents lined up to join me before I actually opened, and both of them bailed on the week before opening date because I was starting the unit in my apartment and they lost faith that that was a good idea. They got scared, that they were going from their big offices into working with me in an apartment. That's just very normal. They obviously got talking to other people and they got freaked out by the idea of, oh my God, we're going to join Dan in his new business that he's just launching. Even though I was a very successful agent with great market share and I really believed this was going to work, they bailed on me because they were scared. And that's going to happen if you're a brand new agent starting a business trying to recruit other agents. You can go and talk to them and you can have coffee with them, but very few are actually going to do anything and come and join you until they've seen the proof that you can start growing that business by yourself first. Okay, so first and foremost, you need to build your profile. You need to show agents in the marketplace that you're confident, that you're doing well out there with your own brand, and they are all watching you. They're all going to be looking, and then after a year or two, that's going to give them the confidence to come over if they like you and you've kept in touch and there's a good opportunity for them. What I will say is definitely start talking to agents immediately as you've started your own business. Even though they're not going to join you immediately in most cases, it's good to build the relationship early. Don't wait until 3 or 4 years down the track and go, oh, I'm a good sized business, now people will want to come and join me, and then try and start the relationship with agents, because they need to know you first, they need to like you first, and it's generally like a bit of a nurturing process to get agents to come and join your business. They have to like you first. They'll want to be watching your business and keeping in touch, and then when the opportunity is there for them to change, they'll come and talk to you. So start that relationship immediately when you open your business, but don't have any expectations of them joining you in such a quick time frame. The next thing I want to say is just prioritize your own income in the business in the first year. You are the main breadwinner, you are the brand as the lead agent and principal, and you're going to be the one getting the most listings. So if you've got associates or other agents that are lower performing on your team, your associates are there to build your profile. Don't worry about building your associates' profiles yet. Their profiles will build on the back of your profile. They are there to help you build your profile and make as much money as possible. And in return, they will build their own profiles on the back of you, and they will get the skill set to be great agents by helping you to build your profile, by booking your appraisals and coming along to all of those presentations and things. Now, there is no better training for your associates in those first years than hanging around you, booking appraisals, going to presentations and learning how to close business. So don't worry about being this master trainer and doing, 1-hour sessions with your associates all the time. I personally think that most of the training, when an associate is with a lead agent, the best training for them is just on the job. Making lots of calls, booking lots of appointments, and going to those appointments. I know some of the agents I work with, they become the business owner and they're thinking, oh, Dan, I need to be doing training for the 2 guys that I've got on my team. And I say to them, mate, do they sit next to you all day and make calls? And they say, yeah. I said, do you take them out to the appointments? And do they get to sit in the living room with you talking to the owners of properties? Yeah. I say, do they get to see you list those properties and then they help you sell the properties? And they say, yeah. And I say, well, that is the training. That's the best training they can possibly get. When your team develops to, 10, 15, 20 salespeople, not all of those people get one-on-one experience with the boss, with the main breadwinner of the business. So when you're at a size like that and you've got people of all different levels of skill sets, that's probably a more important stage to invest in, training sessions, etc. But the actual training in the first year for your guys is literally just on the job, just doing a great job every single day and working hard, and then being with you to go and close business. The next part I want to talk about is leadership by example. It's so important when you have your own business to work harder than everyone else, especially in the first couple of years, right? Because that's going to lift everyone up. Everyone in your business is working for you because you're the example for them. They like you, they trust you, they know you well. You're a mentor to a lot of these people, and no one's going to work harder than you. So if you're working super hard, it's going to bring everyone up to your level, right? If you're coming in 15 minutes late in the morning, leaving 15 minutes late in the afternoon, and that's just sending a message to your people that that's what you expect out of yourself, out of your business, and those habits are going to trickle down into your people. So lead by example with how hard you work, and that will, get the most out of everyone else in your business. So guys, those are my tips for how to run your business as a real estate agent, director, principal in your first year. Thanks for watching. There's more tips to come.